Let's talk about anxiety today. But before we get into this video, let me tell you that I am not a therapist. I am not a mental health expert. So the advice that I give you, please take it with a grain of salt. This comes from the limited awareness that I have had in life, the limited things that I have learned in my life, and I'm sharing those things with you. If you are in a tough spot, please contact an expert or a licensed mental health therapist. Okay, with that being said, let's see what anxiety means. It basically means that there are certain hormones which are elevated in your system. So if you look at any stressful situations in life, previously, by the way, our mind hasn't evolved much since the last few thousand years, and so our mind treats every situation that we face in modern world similar to every situation that our ancestors faced. So for example, when they faced a tiger or they faced a threat to their lives, it's the same stress response that gets triggered when we face situations in our life. Let's say when someone is arguing or fighting with you, when someone is angry with you, or when you feel like that you're going to lose your job, that you're not going to be able to pay the next bill. All these situations trigger the same stress responses in our systems in a similar way that used to trigger for our ancestors. So obviously, we know that these situations are not life and death situations, and we can do better, but our system doesn't understand these very well, so it triggers the same stress responses. And what it does is it elevates cortisol levels in your body, and with these elevated cortisol levels, your mood drops, you start seeing physical symptoms, you might see palpitations, you might see panic attacks. By the way, panic attacks are an elevated, when your cortisol levels are elevated for a long time, that's the next level of anxiety, and you start seeing all of that. So this is what happens in your body, and this generally stems from our ability to not understand that certain situations in our life can be handled well. I pin this on something called certainty. So if you don't have certainty in your life, if there are situations that are uncertain in your life, that sort of triggers these anxiety episodes in people, where let's say something has happened in the past, and that has left a certain imprint in your mind. Now, when you try to imagine the future, you're not certain if the future is going to be safe, if the future is going to be better than yesterday. That's when, these anxiety episodes start coming in. So certainty is something that is critical in anxiety. So there are two ways we can handle whenever we are anxious. So one aspect is doing things in our life which brings our body and mind to the regular state, which relaxes our body and which lowers the cortisol levels in our body. And the other aspect is understanding and dealing with our situations. So, if you keep having these stressful situations again and again, your cortisol levels are going to keep going up. So how do we make sure that the situations that are not in our control, we let them go? Or if there are situations in our life that are in our control, then we do something about it, take action about it. So there are two aspects to this, and I've talked a lot about how you need to prepare yourself mentally about dealing with situations in life. So please check out my videos on my Instagram channel. I have multiple videos on this, on anxiety, on controlling situations in life, dealing with stressful situations. So that might help you with that aspect. But today let's talk about what can we do to lower these cortisol levels. There are various aspects to this, and obviously, I've talked about this before. Meditation is something that can really help you, but then there are other things. Let's say you're not into meditation, then there are other things that you can do to lower your cortisol levels. Before I get into those aspects, let me also tell you that when we are anxious, we feel the most anxious in the early mornings or late evenings. That's because the cortisol levels in our bodies are elevated during these times. Especially when your blood sugar level drops, you start feeling more anxious. That doesn't mean you go eat sugar because sugar doesn't help. You start eating foods which help regulate your blood sugar levels. So for example, when you wake up in the morning, first thing, try to drink water, and also have like some nuts, maybe almonds, or have fruits like banana immediately when you get up in the morning. So these will sort of regulate your blood sugar levels, and the cortisol levels will start coming down. And throughout the day, our cortisol levels are sort of at the normal levels, and then they peak and come down and all of that. So it's like a hormone which basically, that's how our body cycles work. So these hormone levels are elevated, they come down, they go up, and they come down. So when you wake up in the morning, just try to go to these foods, no sugar, no artificial sugar, I mean. So try fruits like bananas, or maybe have a bunch of nuts. Drink a lot of water throughout the day, and that generally helps. And your mind, basically there are two phases of our mind, or two aspects to our mind. One is the conscious mind, and the other one is subconscious mind. So whatever you consume at night before sleeping, your subconscious mind takes that as at face value. Whatever you consume, it looks at it as it's the truth, and then your subconscious mind basically ruminates over that, or goes over that aspect when you're sleeping. So it is very important that before going to sleep, you consume content that helps you, that basically can help you lower your cortisol levels. So listen to relaxing music, or you should maybe listen to affirmations. I have affirmations on my YouTube channel, nightly affirmations, which can really help you. And when you listen to these affirmations, when you write a gratitude journal, these aspects can help lower the cortisol levels, and then also help you wake up feeling better in the mornings. It's a process. It doesn't happen overnight. Your body needs to learn how to lower these cortisol levels over time. And also, I believe this, I may be wrong, but I believe that when you take medicine or some chemical for a longer period of time, your body starts depending on that chemical. So what these chemicals sometimes do is they lower these cortisol levels in your body, and then you start feeling better. But after taking these medicines, we should also work on lowering these cortisol levels naturally, and doing the things that are going to bring our body back to its state where these cortisol levels are regulated. Because you must have seen this aspect that some people take medicine, they feel better, but the moment they leave this medicine, they start feeling anxious again. That's because they need to also do the work of, while taking this medicine, also do the work of looking at this holistically and in a natural way, reducing these cortisol levels, and that generally helps. So make sure that at night you follow a certain routine. Make sure you don't consume content which is not good for you. Look at things that are going to help you. Write a gratitude journal. Gratitude really helps us understand that we are safe, we are feeling safe. And also, affirmations, these basically retrain your brain into thinking that things are looking better. Because when you keep ruminating on certain thoughts, you keep thinking about certain thoughts, the connections in your brain start forming to be stronger, and that actually results in you not coming out of that cycle or that pattern. You keep going back to the same things which were triggering these anxiety levels in you. So please follow these routines at night. And also there are certain aspects of breath work. So what you can do is you can try certain breathing exercises, and this really helps. Let's say you wake up in the morning and you're feeling anxious. The breathing exercise that you can do is basically you inhale and you wait for a count of 8 and then release. So imagine you're inhaling, then you hold for a count of 8, and then release. Do this about 8 to 10 times in the morning, and when you do this, it starts slowing down your heart rate, it starts regulating the cortisol levels in your body, and these few exercises help, like breathing exercises. And especially if you're panicking about something, just doing this deep breaths, holding and then releasing, it helps you regulate your heart rate. And one thing which really has helped me, in my life, whenever I've been really anxious, what you can do is, let's say you're like, you're feeling these palpitations, you're very stressed and you're feeling very anxious, you can go wash your face with really cold water. So, have running water, really cold water, and then start splashing that water on your face. And that instantly lowers your heart rate, and that starts bringing you back in the present moment. And I believe it's called dive reflex. I'm not very sure of the term, but it really helps lower our heart rate at that moment when you're feeling like really anxious. So try this exercise, and you can do this at night also, like before sleeping. Just wash your eyes and your face like with really cold running water, and it lowers your heart rate, and that should help you. These are some of the aspects. And then also listening to music, that really helps us, and listening to relaxing music. I'm not talking about like fast rock metal music, basically something that is relaxing, and listening to this music at night, it can lower those cortisol levels. And let's say that you are like you're having these anxious episodes for a while. Usually what happens is, these are suppressed emotions, and we'll feel like saying a lot of things. So we need someone in our life who we can talk to and maybe just vent out. You can just say things like, I'm feeling like crap, my life is crap, I'm not feeling good. You are the person who is responsible for all of this, and whatever you want to vent out. You should have someone who's understanding. So that person shouldn't take things personally, and basically just understand that this is an emotional reaction and let you vent out. But let's say you don't have such kind of a person in your life. Then what you can do is, you can journal. So write all your thoughts in a journal. Whatever you're feeling, it needs to come out, because these are suppressed emotions, and when these emotions are released and they come out, your anxiety starts coming down. When you write down, you're basically venting out everything you're feeling. You can say, I'm feeling like crap, this is all fucked up, whatever language you want to use. It should just come out in a journal, and once you write it down, you start feeling better immediately. So start journaling or start writing down whatever you're feeling. If you're not able to write down, let's say you're in a place where you're not able to write down, then just say things out loudly. Whatever you're feeling, when you say it out loud, it has a different effect compared to when you're just listening to your inner voice. So this really helps. And bonding with other humans and relationships is very important. And you don't need to have like amazing relationships all the time in your life. Relationships come and go. But what you can do is, in your everyday life, do small gestures. For example, when you're walking on the street, just smile at a stranger. Or you just meet someone at a store or some other place at your work, just tell them or ask them how they are feeling and wish them good luck, or wish them that they have a nice day. These are some of the things which subconsciously decrease the cortisol levels in our body, because of the human bonds that we start forming by doing these small gestures. So try this also next time. You don't have to always have relationships in your current life. You can start forming these small relationships with people around you. Be nice to them, be kind to them, be loving to them, and all of these aspects will start helping you release these emotions and lower these cortisol levels. So I hope these aspects help. And I've talked about other things as well in a post on my Instagram channel, where I talk about sleep, human bonds, music, meditation, and all these aspects. Whatever works for you, try that out. But these aspects have really helped me. I used to be a little bit anxious before about things, but these things have really helped me, and meditation in general has helped me a lot. So you can try all these things, and I hope this helps you. Please bookmark this video, share it with your friends. But again, I want to tell you that if you're in a tough spot, please reach out to someone who's a licensed mental health therapist. I'm not a therapist. I'm not a mental health professional. I just provide advice based on what I have learned through my life, through conscious living, through awareness of things. So I hope this helps. Thank you, and please let me know in the comments what you think of this video, and if you would like me to make more such videos in the future, I would be happy to do that. So I hope you have an amazing day, and thank you for listening.